Year 1. Nick heads out into the open ocean on a fishing trawler. His annual salary is $40,000. He works 18-hour days in freezing winds and amidst storms where a single mistake could cost him his life. He lives in a tiny cabin at the port, saving every cent, eating canned food, and dreaming of the day he can afford his own vessel. There is no luxury, only a battle against the elements. Ben starts out as a logger's assistant in the mountains. His income is $38,000. He hauls heavy cables, operates a chainsaw in pouring rain, and feels every jolt of the work in his spine. He lives in Spartan conditions in a trailer right at the logging site, setting aside every penny to buy his own professional equipment. Both men start from the bottom, work themselves to the bone, and don't spend a single cent on entertainment. Year 2. Nick becomes an experienced deckhand on a crab boat. His share increases and he earns $65,000. He watches his shipmates blow all their money in bars upon returning to shore, but he resists the temptation. He saves for a down payment to buy a stake in an old vessel, realizing that his goal isn't just the catch, but owning an asset. Ben masters the operation of a heavy-duty feller buncher. His income is $60,000. He understands forest mechanics and logging logistics. He doesn't squander his earnings on idleness. Instead, he invests his spare cash in heavy machinery companies and assembles his own small fleet of tools for logging maintenance. Year 5. Nick takes a risky step. He secures a large loan, teams up with a partner, and buys his first used fishing vessel. He becomes both captain and ship owner. A hellish period follows. Storms wreck the gear, fish prices plummet, creditors apply pressure, and the crew demands wages. He works 20 hours a day, teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. To those around him, he is just an ordinary working man buried in debt. Ben quits his job and leases 2 used logging trucks and a powerful harvester. He launches his own logging contracting business. The first year brings him nothing but gray hairs, equipment breakdowns, hefty environmental fines, and delayed payments from timber processing plants. He toils alongside his workers, living in his truck cab to keep the business afloat. Year 8. Nick's fleet has grown to 3 trawlers. He has hired professional captains and moved to a shore-based role, focusing on logistics and contracts with major seafood distributors. His annual profit reaches $350,000. He has built a system where the vessels operate at sea, generating steady income regardless of whether he personally heads out into a storm. His rock-solid foundation consists of fishing quotas and his own fleet. Ben transforms his company into a regional logging giant. He commands a fleet of heavy machinery and a team of experienced loggers. While his annual turnover grows on paper, massive loan repayments, expensive equipment maintenance, and the whims of clients whittle his net profit down to peanuts. He still runs around the logging sites himself, trying to plug holes in the budget, caught between the role of a hands-on worker and an ineffective manager. Year 10. Nick sells part of his business to a major agricultural holding company for several $1 million, retaining a passive equity stake. He proved that even the wildest, most dangerous trade could be transformed into a structured corporate asset. Ben, meanwhile, suffers a tragedy. The lumber market collapses due to a severe crisis and new environmental regulations. Orders from construction corporations vanish overnight, while lease payments for idle heavy machinery continue to strangle the company. Ben has no financial safety net because he had reinvested all his past profits into expanding his fleet, banking on perpetual growth. To settle his debts, he is forced to sell off all his machinery for a pittance. He is left without a business, without a fleet, and with his health ruined by 10 years of grueling labor. Nick built a successful system and sold his business to a major holding company for millions, securing a comfortable future. Ben endured back-breaking work in the forest and generated high revenue, but a single crisis wiped out all his efforts at a critical moment. At the start, both men worked themselves to the bone in harsh conditions, but Nick transitioned from manual labor to asset management in time, whereas Ben got stuck chasing scale without a financial cushion. Ultimately, one became a millionaire, while the other was left with nothing. Which path seems more reliable to you? Diversifying risks and building assets in time, or counting on continuous market growth until the very end? Let us know in the comments whose strategy resonates more with you, the fisherman's path or the lumberjack's. And if you want to build a solid foundation rather than lose everything in a single crisis, be sure to subscribe to the channel.